Hello.
You're on the line with Spate Radio.
Hey, this is Lara Lavi, the CEO of Death Row Records, calling in.
Hi, how are you?
I was supposed to call today, right?
Definitely.
All right, I'm here.
All right, it's great to have you. It's a pleasure to have you, and
Thank you.
Definitely. So I'm sure the people are very interested in you, as a person, since you're heading such a major record label. What basically is your background, let's say, before Death Row?
Well, I started in the music business as a very young girl as a musician, and eventually became a writer for Warner Chappell, a songwriter, and an artist on A&M Horizon with a couple cool projects. And I play piano, violin, viola, really, really bad guitar. But I also had parents who put a premium on education. I was very blessed with a very privileged upbringing, so big-time school stuff. So I've gone to University of Chicago, University of Michigan, law school, blah, 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 all that. And some people will say it's, I guess, a Renaissance thing. Others will say I'm just left and right brain oriented, both. But I think I'm just sort of like a Forrest Gump in the music industry marching around. I just end up places.
That's pretty interesting. So with your background, that's what made them approach you about heading the record label from...
Well, about 4 years ago, I was approached by some financiers out of Ontario, Canada, who were interested in putting a new breed company together. And I had been doing a lot of speaking, and I represented, as an attorney, some pretty amazing artists. And so, I had enough of a pedigree to be someone that would be a good candidate for them. And in the course of, a couple of years, Wide Awake Entertainment Group, which is the Canadian company, was formed and started going very slow. And then as we gained confidence with each other and so on, what we found was that we're sitting in a place where, we should probably combine strategies of developing intellectual property entertainment assets from scratch that we own fully, and acquisitions that are generating income, because we had our infrastructure together sufficiently. So they asked me to go find something that was making money, which is not so easy to do these days. And so I started talking to my connects in Los Angeles and New York, and one of our colleagues, Vijay Chandran, who's a private banker and owns a company called the Covery Group that does a lot of financing for entertainment. He said that the Death Row catalog was up for auction in bankruptcy, and I said, "Oh man, they're never going to want that. That's a mess." And instead, they turned around and they said, "Yeah, no, go after it." So I had to do, like everyone else that was interested in the catalog, had like a year or so to kind of analyze the deal, and my team had like at tops 2 months to do a ton of work, and we did, and I'm really proud of everybody that worked on figuring it out, and we ended up going into the auction, and we won the bid, which was shocking. We never thought that would happen, and now it's about cleaning up the mess and trying to get this stuff to the fans in a way that they'll be happy.
And from what I read, the bid was for $18 million. Is that correct? Or you can't say?
Yes, I can. It's public information. We bid 18. We paid 18.
Okay.
Nobody challenged us. That must be why, after being in this for a while.
Okay. All right. So where do you plan on taking the Death Row brand as far as from where it is right now?
Where do you think we should take it?
Oh wow! There's a lot of stuff you can do. You want me to be the consultant for the project?
Yeah, give me your ideas. No, seriously. You've got a brand that has some good points and some challenging points, right?
Yeah.
To some degree, the brand is associated with not paying its artists, with the tabloid activity of its previous owner, et cetera. And to other degree, it's the soundtrack of many people's lives. it's an iconic collection of art that reflects a socioeconomic era that I don't think we should get complacent about right now, just because we have a groovy president.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the trick is to allow this to have a new life, apply it to feature film and to some degree gaming, but feature film and television are an interesting way to use the music to tell stories that we're still dealing with, or stories that are retrospective. So I think a big piece of what we're going to do is participate in the film industry. And what's exciting about that is our partner for sync placement and publishing and stuff like that is Evergreen Copyrights, who have a nice office right there in New York. And they're very aggressively, placing this catalog. And there's a great advantage to this catalog because with the exception of the Tupac publishing, the company acquired all of the masters and associated publishing of the artist. So, that doesn't mean the artists don't get royalties, but it means we have administrative control to go ahead and place stuff, which before was sitting in limbo, either because of mismanagement prior to the bankruptcy and then during the bankruptcy. So this is a very new day for the availability of this music for new applications, and I think that's a very, very important part of the future. The other thing is, with all due respect to the marquee artists, they don't need us. They're doing their thing. They're making money. They're doing great. We have an excellent relationship with Afeni Shakur and her team, and we're very, very, very respectful of that relationship. I thought it was going to be the hardest, and it's turned out that, frankly, it's a bunch of women running that thing, and we all get along really well, and we get it. We're all respectful, and we're all thinking through the problems together, and we've made more progress in working together than with anyone else. And it should be instructive to the other artists that we actually are putting our money where our mouth is. And one of the things, but with the other artists, we're meeting with a lot of resistance, both the marquee artists and the more core audiences, the dog pound folks and stuff like that. And, the challenge is because of the sins of the prior management, some of the market valuation, just in terms of straight sales and so on, isn't where it should be given the quality of this music and the iconic value of these producers. Like someone like Daz is incredible, the work he's done.
Definitely.
But where it all sits is like, how do you rebuild with them when there's so much distrust? So, it's almost as basic as I was joking around today with our comptroller that I was going to have us print out like giant Ed McMahon-sized checks, and for the first royalty we were going to go around with a camera and deliver them to everyone's door, as if they had won the publisher sweepstakes, because these guys have never received a royalty check. They don't even know what that's like, and so that makes them angry. I understand that. As an artist, I totally understand that. As the head of this company, all I can do is behave appropriately, not behave like the previous guys. So this is going to be a long approach. So once we get those guys sort of in line and feeling good and seeing where we can involve them, then I think that will happen is that the label will start clicking along like a company again, and people will feel good about Death Row. But I also know that we're going to have to branch out and create new applications for this music, and we have some graphic novel ideas that we're shooting around, and film ideas and gaming ideas, and Apple apps and different things, because merchandising, all that stuff. So it's just going to be one day at a time.
Okay, all right. That's pretty simple enough. So are you guys signing new artists, or do you have any? Did you do any recent signings of any new artists?
We're not aggressively signing right now because we're sitting on thousands of masters that are unreleased, and we want to honor the original artists first by getting our plans together to get their stuff out.
Okay.
But that being said, we're paying close attention to the artists that were on the roster that have new projects, kind of a that was then, this is now philosophy. Okay. And so Danny Boy, Crooked Eye, Daz, Corrupt, the Dog Pound, those guys, we're definitely looking to see what are they doing now and how can we work with them. And we're just hoping people will be realistic in approach.
Okay. Are any of the original people involved, like Suge Knight or Dr. Dre and Snoop or anything like that?
Not at this time. Suge Knight would not be coming back. That would probably not work for any of the artists. But Dre is busy doing his own thing, and so is Snoop. We've been in dialogue with their people. I've tried very hard to talk to them, but again, there's an unrealistic element to where they think the math is in terms of, us correcting the wrongs of the people before us. So we just have to take this in very small bites.
Okay, so you guys own the entire Death Row catalog. So is there any part of the catalog that you don't own, or you guys own most of it?
We own all of it, 100% of it.
Oh, okay. All right. And so which artists do you actually listen to a lot of the hip hop that's out now and stuff on the radio?
I do. I mean, I'm a musician, so I listen to everything. I'm really, on the bandwagon for Drake right now. He's from Toronto.
Okay, yeah, another person.
He's from Toronto. He's a good young man. He's a good heart. He works really hard. He's multi-talented. I'm thinking he's cool. It feels.
Have you ever met Drake?
Oh yeah. We have the same senior legal counsel, so we all know each other. We run into each other at the, all the time. My office is right next door to Chris's office, the lawyer, and and it's funny because Drake came to me a couple of years ago because my 10-year-old is a child actor, and his agent is also Drake's agent.
Okay.
For acting, and they wanted to see if we could work together then. And I looked at him and I thought, immensely talented, can't break out of Canada, go to the United States, and it was the best thing he did. It was fantastic for him. I'm very, very happy for him. Definitely.
And what do you think of like the New Boys? The New Boys are going to be on the show next week. What do you think of New Boys and Soulja Boy? Those guys.
Well, my son loves Soulja Boy. I mean, keep in mind I'm older, and I think that Soulja Boy is going to appeal to a younger audience than me, but I have such high respect for any artist that manages to squeeze their art out of their head, through their hands and mouth, onto something that they recorded it on, get it to commerce, and make some money, okay? I have such huge respect because the amount of work entailed in that, whether it's death, speed metal, gangster rap, pop rap, singer-songwriter, soul, R&B, children's music, whatever. This is all such a miracle that anything makes it to market because it's so hard to do. Same in the film world, that, I just live in a world of high respect for anyone that's really doing it.
That's great. That's great to hear. And is there any unreleased Tupac music that people might want to hear?
I think so, since they email me every single day. Yeah, I mean, we are entitled to 13 unreleased Tupac Shakur songs.
Okay.
And we are planning, God willing, I can't promise this, but our goal is to try to put out a very pure Tupac album working with the person who engineered All Eyes on Me, Rick Clifford, and the team that made that brilliant project happen audio-wise. And release it for his birthday in June 2010. That's our goal.
Wow, that would be fantastic. We're definitely looking forward to that. Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. I am too. I'm a huge Tupac fan. I just, in that world where people go, which Beatle did you like? I was always a Tupac person. So.
So with your vast amount of industry music knowledge, we have a lot of our listeners that are up and coming artists. If an artist nowadays, if they're looking to really catch the attention of a major label or some investors or somebody that might help them take their career to the next level, like what type of advice could you give to someone that doesn't have any buzz or that nobody knows them and they're trying to come up?
Well, we're living in an interesting age that's quite deceptive because we're living in a digital age where viral dissemination of music is so rampant that discovery of new product is very difficult because we're overwhelmed now. So, I think if it's an urban artist, I'm assuming we're talking about mostly hip-hop and rap right now?
Yeah, mostly hip-hop and rap, or R&B.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, the basic tools and indicators that we look at is we do jump on MySpace and see, what's the activity there.
Yeah.
I don't count it, but if there's like no activity, that looks bad.
Okay.
If there's a tons of activity, that looks good. That's what happened with Drake. He put a mixtape up on there, and because he was also a TV star, he's able to attract attention.
Exactly.
But
I know it's a tough subject.
Well, I think that the key is to, like in any business, before you take it to venture capital or investors, which is all that these companies are, or individuals, is you have to build your valuation sufficiently. So what would that mean? That would mean product quality. So you want to get the highest quality you can, which is very doable in today's technology. So no ghetto bullshit. You want the presentation to look good. Take a hard look at what's selling out there and understand, who your demographic is. You want to have a tremendous work ethic. It's not a business where you can wake and bake. It's a business where you have to really focus. It's a business where you have to stay humble, too, I think, because it's very annoying for executives to listen to someone who just keeps telling you they're the next big thing, So it's better to just come in very gentle and humble. I think the main thing is that you have to build a regional following. You have to get to a place where there's notice, and then you have to come in sort of with indie street cred, okay? Not try to look all slick. And I think that that, and then try to get some proper showcasing. For writers, I would suggest they talk to ASCAP or BMI about creating some community. Producers, there's some communities for that as well.
All right. So basically, in a nutshell, you're saying get out there and grind and build your brand a little bit before you even attempt to get people to notice you.
Right. I agree. And I think that in any situation, any business, you want to get your market valuation up to a point where it's kind of undeniable. And so what are the parameters for that? Well, one of them is high quality product, okay? The other is, utilize the internet as much as possible, internet radio, any of the tools that are available. Be savvy about, digital dissemination of widgets and different things that you can spread out with people. Take a hard look at terrestrial to online campaigns, which go from, letting people know about you to getting them online to become, essentially what we call opted-in end users, but fans that want to hear from you again. And then it's about, networking in a place where proper showcases can happen, and that's where ASCAP and BMI and those guys play in. They're trying to create vehicles for people to get seen. And then the other thing is that, people like Drake were smart. They went out and got discovered by Lil Wayne and stuff. They definitely made sure they were in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And what worked was he was humble through the whole thing. He didn't have no attitude. So he was definitely, one of these people who came in non-threatening and created a huge valuation for himself.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing that a lot of people say about Drake is that he's very humble.
He is humble because he should be. I mean, this is amazing what's happened to him, and it could get taken away in a second.
Yeah.
And he's come in incredibly talented, and by the grace of God, he's getting to do this amazing thing that he's always wanted to do, and I think he's very, very grateful. I think he understands, how significant this is.
Definitely. But would we see anything like a death row reality show or anything like that? Because I would be interested in watching the whole process of you pulling out your hair every day and calling people, and I think that would be pretty interesting.
Well, come on over and be my assistant, man. You can watch it every single damn day. I mean, I have my hands full here. Do I want the general public to see the hell I'm going through? No.
Okay, all right. It was just something I thought about because I was sitting here and I was like, wow, I would be interested in seeing what she goes through every day, calling people and trying to get people involved in the new formation of the label and everything. I would be very interested in that. But hey.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to do a reality show, but I think we are going to do a Death Row documentary. We're in good talks with QD3 about working together to create a feature film and a documentary. And, you know, Quincy Jones 3, who's done a lot of work in the documentary field and production field. And
okay.
He did the liner notes for the Chronic Relit, which we want everyone September 1st to go out and buy Chronic Relit and From the Vault, From the Vault, From the Vault, From the Vault.
Definitely. Definitely. Wow. So are you into like social media, like Twitter and Facebook and MySpace and all that?
I will be fair and say that I am barely trying to keep up with my Facebook. But I have a team. I have a wonderful team we're all over Twitter, we're all over MySpace, we're all over Facebook, and we are very responsive to folks.
Okay.
So, yes, there is all that stuff. If you go to deathrowmusic.com, which the site should be up any day now, but the links for YouTube account and Twitter and all that stuff are up there right now.
Okay. Well, that pretty much does it for, you know, all the questions and interesting things that I had to say. But is there anything you would like to say as far as, you know, about Death Row or where they can, you know, get more information about, you know, what you guys are going to do and everything?
Well, yeah, I mean, I want to underscore that we are celebrating and honoring Dr. Dre with the Chronic Relit and From the Vault, and we are putting out a CD of 16 songs of the original Chronic, digitally remastered, and then a DVD that has a ton of video footage, including a very rare, never-before-seen 30-minute Dr. Dre interview where he's sitting in the studio talking about life, the universe, and everything, and he looks fantastic in it.
Wow.
And he's very well-spoken, as we know. So, and then on that, there's 7 songs of artists from the Death Row Chronic time that were all, you know, part of the Chronic development that have never been released or are rare releases. And then once we get the site going, people will be able to, without required purchase, go to deathrowmusic.com and opt in to win a free trip to Los Angeles. And when they do that, they get to download 6 more unreleased songs from our vault at no charge. And then the 7th song is a mystery artist, and there's a snippet of a demo, which is from deep, deep, deep in the vault, and they have to name the mystery artist to be eligible for the drawing for the trip to Los Angeles. So we're having some fun with it.
Wow, definitely. It sounds like it. Definitely. I will definitely make sure that everybody knows about that. A free trip and free music. Free is always good.
Yeah, well, you know what's hilarious is, like, we were talking about, let's send them in L.A. Let's send them to Compton, relive the experience. It won't be real bullets, but you'll think it is, you know. But you know what? Compton is cleaned up quite a bit right now, so we're going to find somewhere else to send them. So I'm just kidding. We're not doing that. Disregard the last statement.
Compton, that would be interesting.
Oh no.
But we definitely it was a pleasure to have you on the show, and we love Death Row, and we love the music that's going to come out, and we love the catalog too. So
great. Well, spread the word and tell people that it's going to take us a while to get it completely right. Be patient with us. All haters need not apply. We just need support.
Thank you very much. And we wish you the best of luck. And how long have you been at your position now?
Well, I've been in my position as the CEO of Wide Awake since January 1, 2006.
Okay.
And I have been running Death Row since January 15th, 2009.
Okay. All right. So good. The best of luck with your new position. And
thank you.
Definitely. And like I said, we love Death Row, and we're looking forward to hearing more. Excellent.
Thank God for Death Row Records. Thank God for gangster rap. Go, go, go. Buy that stuff. All right? Bye, you guys. And deep respect